up? It's Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're here in one of our favorite parking lot locations because guess what? There's something a little new from BMW, and this is it. This is a 2022, first time ever BMW M440i, but our M440i is the new Gran Coupe. But before we get into this four-door, 4 Series luxury sport performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. BMW. They've been doing the business ever since the early 1900s, but it didn't start off with automobiles. It actually started off with airplanes and airplane engines. Eventually, after World War I, Germany needed cheap transportation. That's where they came up with BMW motorcycles. It wasn't until about 1933 when BMW made their first automobile. Fast forward to the 21st century, BMW's trying to get back that ultimate driving machine magic. They've redesigned the M3, they redesigned the M4. Now they're trying something a little different, going with a sportback design, which remember, Audi with their S5 sportback really brought that design and that versatility to market. They're trying to take some of that magic, but also bring 4-door everyday usability and performance underneath the hood. Now you may say to yourself, well, Joe, BMW told me that the 3 Series is where I get my 4-door fun and the 4 Series would remain a 2-door. Not until, that might have been the case earlier, but not until now. This is when they decide, you know what? Backseat on a 3 Series could be a little bit cramped. Wait until we get to the interior. So let's go ahead, let's find out, did BMW do enough to make this the better performance sportback luxury sedan over that Audi S5, or do they still have some things that they need to figure out? Let's go ahead and dive into our 2022 M440i example. Right off the bat, when you see it, the proportions scream BMW, and you can definitely tell it's not a 3 Series and it's not a 5 Series. It's got that in-between overall shape. Now, when we start at the front of the business, you're gonna get those BMW LED headlights. Love the way they styled the headlight housing. A little bit of aluminum style finish on the interior. Of course, you're gonna get LED turn signals. We got the LED halo daytime running lamps and our headlights nicely placed on the interior. Dropping our way down, the F word is the name of the game, and no, not that particular F word. We're talking about functionality. We have functional corner air curtains, functional corner vents. Air is going to be channeled down the side of the vehicle, and I really like this dark satin aluminum style finish. And then you have these massive openings here to bring air to those heat exchangers. And I've always liked how BMW does their front fascias, because what they do is they make that aero work built into the actual fascia itself instead of having to stick on a bunch of extra appendages. Now, as we come across the front grille area, I think we're all over it finally. Maybe there's like 5 people left somewhere in the country where they can't stand this oversized grille design, but you know what? It's grown on us, especially me, and I think it's working. As you can hear, the alarms are going up because they're going after those people who still think that this BMW grille is too big. That's what those sirens are all about. But I do like the nice dark satin finish, all the little pinpoints. Now the great news is you have active shutters. These are gonna open and close for aerodynamic efficiency. Down below, tons of air is gonna flow. Even in these corner ones, no vent has been untouched. So don't think that there's anything fake. It's all functional. You got a forward-facing camera, that BMW badge looking great, and you can see how they section off the mid area and really extend it out to give us a front splitter, because we want to stop air from going underneath the front end of this vehicle and get it to all the cooling bits to really keep those temps down. Now, when we get up onto the hood, clean lines, kind of V formation, V for victory. Everything zooms off towards the A-pillars. I'm telling you, the overhang is just about right. Not too short, not too long. Really kind of fits into the lineup great. Now, when we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup on this. Check it out. We have M branding that motorsport branding with these 19-inch wheels, machined aluminum with the gloss black, and then you're gonna have those oversized pasta sauce red, ragu red, that's what they call that, ragu red 4-piston caliper with, it's hard to see, but you do have the M badging. It's kind of sneaking behind that little spoke of the wheel there, but we're gonna have nice large ventilated rotors, adaptive dampers all 4 corners, so that's gonna make it a little bit more comfy if you want, or fine tune it up for that awesome handling. And then what I also like is the way that the blue just works great with the red on the calipers and this particular style wheel. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this tire? Up front, you're looking at 245 on the width, nice 40 series sidewall, and that's a 19-inch wheel with the Pirelli P0 tires. And yes, this is xDrive. So what that means is that's BMW's design language. We got all-wheel drive getting the power to the ground, but remember, it is rear wheel bias. That means more power going to the rear, but you still get that all-wheel drive, no slip, all grip. Let's go grip down the side of this. So sliding down, you're gonna have the nice functional fender vents, like the gloss black, matches nicely with what's going on at the front end of the vehicle, and you'll see how it runs the whole length, almost, to the rear wheel. And then with the Gran Coupe, I'm really digging this sill extension. Flat black, drops down, really gives it a lot of depth of design with this vehicle. Flush mounted door handles, and then up top on the mirror caps, we have that nice dark magnesium titanium satin finish. Look at the arrow work that they brought into this mirror cap. One of my favorite mirrors in the whole auto industry with all that arrow work. 360-degree cameras. We got gloss black up top and the bottom. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, do these have framed doors? No, frameless windows. So I like that nice touch. Close it up. You got a standard size sunroof. That new style on the shark fin antenna up top on the roof looks really, really slick. I hope more brands go that direction to where it doesn't stick up as far, but with the 4 doors on a 4 Series, looks great. Nice rear quarter window, nice body line flowing into the rear. Now at the rear, like I was saying, more power is coming towards these rear tires. So you got 255, a little bit wider out back to get the power to the ground. And then coming around back, what do we got? You got a tasteful color match trunk spoiler. This is that Sportback M440i badging with the LED lights flashing. You got the beeping of the key fob in my pocket and dropping it like it's hot. Very interesting what they did with the gloss black on the corners. It does give it such a unique look, and I am digging the style of the exhaust outlets. You have the decorative trim rings, but those are functional exhausts on both sides with our rear diffuser, xDrive badge, and like I said, this is an M440i. May not be the true M4 that you really want, but it does have plenty of power. Speaking of power, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our Gran Coupe. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have 2 hydraulic hood struts. Underneath the hood, it's a pretty tasteful engine cover. You have that BMW badge, the M Performance badge. What is underneath the cover? That is the bigger question. You're looking at a 3-liter straight 6. That's an inline 6 turbocharged engine, 382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 with the all-wheel drive is going to get us around 4.3 seconds. Top speed 155 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 4,169 pounds. MPGs 22 in the city and 29 on the highway. Really like the way when you look underneath the hood, how you see the extra bracing. Shows all the development of stiffening up the front end just enough. But you know what? Looking at the engine is one thing. Why don't we fire up this Gran Coupe and hear what it sounds like? All right, guys, we're inside this all-new 2022 BMW M440i Gran Coupe. Say that 10 times fast. Now, if you're wondering to yourself, well, Joe, this is a larger vehicle. Is it that much larger than a 4 Series, like the two-door version? Believe it or not, it's only 0.6 of an inch longer, 2 inches higher. That's where they're getting that extra space. Now, I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I've looked at Audis, I've looked at Mercedes-Benz. I'm a BMW guy, that's how I roll. How much is this one? Starting MSRP is right around $59,000. Let's see what you're gonna get for the money. To the door panels. Love the clean style. You got the optional Harman Kardon sound system, nice smooth soft touch material, some aluminum style finish, and then you got the classic two-tone with the tan and the black. Really works well with the blue exterior. Door pocket is gonna be on the tighter side, so you are only gonna be able to fit half of a Bavarian pretzel and maybe some dark chocolate yoo-hoo, and that's about it. So only half of a pretzel. But going from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material. I'm digging this wood style finish going on. Even though it's got a veneer on it, it actually looks classy with the silver touch. Infotainment side of things. Now this has the 10.25 infotainment system. You can get an optional 12.3 inch navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Yes, it does have a touchscreen, but also you could use that latest version of the iDrive controller. And I want to show you some of the cool features. So there is our blue M440i Gran Coupe looking good. I could go into driver information. We could get trip data. I could go back very easily and get all sorts of information. It's actually very simple to use. And when you get back to home and you go back in, this is where I wanted to kind of showcase your vehicle status. Real easy to do. I go back again, get into that car setting. Look at this, watch this, driving information, sport displays. Really, really wild how it's showing you pound-foot of torque, your horsepower, you got your oil temp, you got your boost pressure gauge there, nice with a G meter in the center. And then you can just touch the screen to get back. How about energy flow? With that all-wheel drive, and yes, we have that 48-volt hybrid system on here that BMW has been using for a very, very long time, so that's great to see as well. But continuing down, you're gonna have your dual climate control, heated seats but no ventilated seats. That's gonna be an option. Slim and trim on the radio controls. I like the way they bring the tan into this lower section of the dash. More the wood with the stitch work, and then open sesame, what do we got? Wireless charging, USB, 2 cup holders, and a 12-volt. Closes nicely. This is gonna control that 8-speed automatic transmission. And then we got different modes, which let me show you on the screen what these modes bring. So, of course, we got comfort. BMW is known for comfort. We got sport. That's where we're gonna be staying. And you even have Eco Pro when you're trying to hug a tree, or adaptive, where it's gonna adapt to the driving situation, just like it says. See, hooked on phonics work for me. I can read. Back to sport, that's where we're staying. But there's the latest iDrive controller. BMW really revolutionized the auto industry with that. So if you don't want to touch the screen, you could use this. Very simple, nice silver start-stop button, and then semi-soft on the armrest, but you open it up, whoa! Just enough room for a 3-pound bag of Twizzlers. Close them up, and then the seats. Nice leather, the stitch work, decent bolstering, manual controls on this one for the passenger and the driver. But of course you could option in electric, and then we have that oversized sunroof, which you just slide back that shade. It's like a sunroof and a half. And then it's all one-touch operation, so that's another nice feature. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this M440i Gran Coupe. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Now, just like every BMW, you're gonna get that beautiful sill plate. Ours has the M badging. Those are the colors of the Motorsport brand that handles all of BMW's race operations. Speaking of race, just like a race car, perfect pedal box, nice aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. Like I told you, you have manual seat controls on this particular one. I would never option a BMW that way, but it's nice that they offer it if that's what you want. Steering wheel, one of the best in the biz. Love the thickness, especially on the 10 and 2 notches. Heated steering wheel, it's got that M logo, and it proves that you don't need to have a flat bottom steering wheel to have a cool looking steering wheel. Love the stitching, that logo with so much history. Paddles on the back of the steering wheel to go up and down the 8-speed automatic transmission. It's a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then you get your 12 inches. 12 inches of visual pleasure, 12.3 to be exact. Love the way it's got the navigation. You got everything digital from left to right, and there's a nice size head-up display on top of that, but everything is perfectly oriented. Let's get into that back seat though and see if BMW made good on their promise for more room in this Gran Coupe. All right, guys, it seems like it paid off. This 4 Series Gran Coupe definitely has more room than the 3 Series and still has that sporty look to it. And wait until we get to the versatility underneath that Sportback design. But I'm 6 feet tall, got plenty of headroom, same great tan interior. Now the backs of the seats is a combo. You have a lot of leather, but you also have the plastic, which I'm gonna zonk. It would be nice if it was all leather, but if you have kids, I'm sure it's easy to clean this, or if they're kicking the backs of the seats annoying you, it's not gonna mess up the leather. You do have the pesky cargo nets. What I would do is I would take away their phone and put some old technology back here, like an old Game Boy and a Sony Walkman. Let them do it like we did it in old school technology. Speaking of technology, you got nice climate back here controls with your AC vents and the newer USB-Cs, which are wonderful. You can see the amount of leg room here, which is great. The Harman Kardon sound system, and then nice and soft on that armrest. Open it up, easily put 2 bottles of Jolt Cola there. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out that Sportback, lift it up and see just how much room is in this M440i. Right, guys, probably the most critical area in this vehicle is that lift back design. I really like the way BMW integrated it so cleanly to where you don't think it's going to be a lift back, but you hit that button, nice electric assist, and this is where it's worth its weight in gold. You're getting 16.6 cubic feet of space with the seats up. You'll notice these awesome cargo nets on both sides. It's for when you're turning those hot laps at the Nürburgring. You could put a 2-pound bag of Skittles, not gonna slide around. And then on the passenger side, you not only have enough room for that emergency box of Twinkies, but you also have a 12 volt. And look at this, a nice hook in case you go to the grocery store and you have, you know, a bag of canned soup. You could just hang it there and it's not gonna roll all the way around. Of course, you could fold the seats down, but you know what? It's not just about the space, it's about how quickly that space can move down the road. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in our M440i Gran Coupe. All right, guys, we left our location and we're in this 2022 BMW M440i Gran Coupe. Driving down the highway, I'm telling you, very, very comfortable. I have it in Sport Plus mode to really get that extra sporty feel from the suspension, from the engine tuning and how the transmission and the engine behaves. Visibility, even with that sexy rear sloping glass, is pretty good. They did a good job with designing the headrest to not really block your rear vision. Of course, you're gonna get all the safety features that you can imagine in this BMW, and getting to everything is well laid out. Very, very nice level of feel, fit, and finish. Sound deadening material is great, so you're not getting a bunch of road noise or wind noise. And I love the weight of the steering. And I can't wait to get to some twisty bits to really see what that feedback is all about. But definitely going down the highway, you could cruise all day long and go on a long trip in this M440i Gran Coupe. All right, guys, getting off the highway, now doing some back road riding here and driving. You really get a feel for what this vehicle is all about, to encompass so much usability, but also the fun factor. But why don't we go on throttle, shall we? On throttle, here we go. Drops down and we're off. All right, guys, we're off. All right, guys, getting off the highway, now doing some back road riding here and driving. You really get a feel for what this vehicle is all about, to encompass so much usability, but also the fun factor. But why don't we go on throttle, shall we? On throttle, here we go. Drops down and we're off. I'm telling you, the ZF 8-speed drops down quickly. You can hear it downshifting so nicely, and really is a sweetheart of a transmission. Would be cool to have a manual in this thing, but like I said, with this transmission setup, really does the business well, and the all-wheel drive keeps you planted. On throttle, here we go. Good feedback coming to the wheel. Nice. Just the balance from front to rear, and just you feel so connected to the asphalt with that X-Drive system. Just builds confidence, makes you feel good, and that's what this car is all about, is making you feel good. And you got enough room for 4 adults and a bunch of stuff in the back. I went ahead, took the shifter, put it over to the left. We're gonna shift with the paddles now, but we're gonna do an acceleration run from a dead stop here. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Nice pop from the exhaust. Look at this. On the brakes. Smooth downshifts. Right hand bend. Just grips. Just grips. The brakes. Nice. Look at it. Holds the line so clean, so easy. And that's been that missing component over the years, is that communication through the steering wheel. But BMW's been reeling it back in, just like that big, huge Marlin that you caught in Key West a few years ago. Just reeling that feel and that feedback in, which is great. Here we go. Look at that. Long sweeper. Stable. Rock solid stable. I'm gonna leave it in manual shift mode. That's where I'm feeling the best. On throttle. Nice. On the brakes. Slowing us down. Love it. Here we go. It's vehicles like these that make driving fun, let you have fun, plus you got the usability. So it's a win-win-win-win situation. All right, guys, one more time for me. Definitely one more time for you. You guys deserve it. Love this freaking car. Here we go. On throttle. I'm telling you, the way it talks to you, look at this. On the brakes, feeling good. Smooth. Just so, I don't know if you notice, there was not one time at all during this whole drive where there was any loss of grip. And because of it being rear bias, the car didn't understeer, it didn't push, it felt planted and felt really good. But hopefully this gave you a better understanding of what the Gran Coupe is all about. We're gonna wrap this one up and get back to where it all started. I'll see you in a split second. Guys, it's been a fun day with this 2022 BMW M440i Gran Coupe. Definitely want to thank everybody at BMW USA for allowing Raiti's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Has BMW, with their first ever Gran Coupe version of the 4 Series, is this the vehicle to get over the Audi S5 with that sportback design? Or is there something else that you want? And is the price right for this particular example we have? Put it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it out to the queen behind the lens. Show Lori some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for working so hard and all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.